Hi everyone, happy Friday to you. Giving Facebook another shot here, having some technical difficulties, so giving it a minute. All right, looks like everything's good. I did get the countdown clock this time. I don't know. It's always something with Facebook, I'm telling you. We just don't get along with each other. So, all right, enough of that. Happy Feel Good Friday to you. It is Friday, my friends. The weekend is on the horizon. I can smell it so close. Hi, Wanda. Hi, Suzanne. Hi, Marta. How are you guys? It's so good to see you. I am so happy to have you here. Susie says, hello from freezing Eastern Iowa. Oh my gosh, it's cold in Iowa. It is not cold here. In fact, if you want to know what the weather is here where I am, just check out my hair. Okay, see all this curl? That's how you know that it's humid and rainy, when my hair kind of does this, like, doop. We know that you straightened us, but we just don't care. That's what happens. That's what happens. That's the humidity of the South. So, hi, all of you guys. So I got a lot of things to tell you. I'm excited. A lot of things to catch you up on. So first things first. It is the end of May. We are going into June, right? And my brain, for some reason, always wants to go May, July. I always want to leave out June. I don't know why, but we're fixing to go right into June. And excuse the squeaky toy. Because of that means that the paid group, Hardwired, is open for enrollment, sort of like Medicare, right? We have open enrollment at the end of the month into the beginning of the next month. So for those of you who are interested in being part of Hardwired and you didn't sign up last month, but maybe you're interested in trying it out this month, now is your window of opportunity to do so. So you have, can you take your squeaky toy out from underneath my feet? Thank you. We have from Friday until Tuesday, the end of the day on Tuesday, okay? So Friday until Tuesday of next week is your opportunity to sign up if you're interested in being a part. I'm just going to take this away from him. If you're interested in being a part of the paid group live Hardwired, sorry. So what do you need to do that? Well, what you need to do is you need to send a request to join the group, okay? So what will happen is once you send a request to join the group, he just stole his toy. Oh, you're a rotten dog. Okay, anyway, I wish you could have seen that. You need to send a request to join the group, and then Kathy will send you a message, or, she will send you. Does she send you a message? I can never remember. You need to send her a message, okay? Or send a message to the group and let us know what your PayPal email address is, and then we will send you an invoice. And once your invoice has cleared and been paid up, you will be given access into the group, and you'll start right at the beginning of a new month, because we kind of work in monthly cycles, right? So we're right at the end of our first month. It was amazing. We had so much fun. And so if you're interested, come sign up. Now is the chance to do it. You can sign up monthly or you can sign up quarterly, whichever works for you. Also, that being said, since it is the end of a billing cycle, for those of you who need to leave the group for whatever reasons, we will miss you. We definitely will miss you, but we understand that life happens, right? So you will be able to take care of that right now as well. Okay, so I just wanted to let everybody know that is what is going on. You got open enrollment for Hardwired. We've been having a lot of fun, so I can't wait to see where that group goes. All right, so for those of you who are not a part of Hardwired, or if you are and you're still a part here, because we can just continue to have fun all the way around, I've got news for you guys here. So for today, since it is Feel Good Friday, I've got two brand new kits for you guys, brand new projects that are in the shop. They just hit the shop not too long ago, as well as a huge shop update that happened last night. My daughter and I sat up late last night, loading things into the shop. There are beads, there are findings, there are lots of goodies, just things from where I'm kind of clearing out my own stash of things and trying to make some room here, as well as kind of in my Etsy shop as well. So if you're interested in going and checking out what's in the Etsy shop, there is a link for that posted by our dear Miss Joan or Miss Nicole. So be sure that you go check out the Etsy shop. If you are going to go grab a kit today, see what else is in there. You might find something that you can't live without. You never know. You never know. Let's see. I know the first month of the paid group went by so fast. It really did, but we had so much fun. We did 4 amazing projects. It was a lot of fun, you guys. Let's see what else. So tomorrow, for those of you who missed yesterday's show, who might have missed out on this information, tomorrow I will be live with Sam over on Sam's Speedbox. It won't be here. Hopefully somebody will share it around here in our groups on this side of Facebook, but I will be over with Sam. I'm going to be doing kind of a design on the fly with the May Sam Speedbox box, right? So all those beautiful beads that you saw yesterday, I'm going to be doing a design on the fly with those tomorrow. That is 6 p.m. Eastern time, so definitely kind of adjust that for whatever time zone you are in. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that. It was kind of a spur of the moment thing that just kind of came up. Sam asked me if I wanted to do it, and of course I said yes. So I'm going to go and do that. And then next week, everything kind of just goes right back into normal schedule. You guys, I have been, I've had sort of a tumultuous, if you will, week. So I haven't been on Facebook a whole lot this week. I apologize for that. So if I've missed anything that's been going on, or if I've missed your designs that you've posted, I apologize for that. I just have had other things in personal life going on. So I feel like I've missed out on a lot of things. I will try to catch up. I don't have a Michael's class this weekend, but I'll let you know when the next Michael's class is, or Joan will. She's really good about posting the events for that. Okay, so all of that out of the way, let's talk about Feel Good Friday. Feel Good Friday, for those of you who do not know, is one of our favorite days of the week because we create beautiful, easy being the operative word. That's the key to all of this. Easy, instant gratification jewelry that you can either recreate using things from your own stash, or you can go over to my Etsy shop and pick up a kit where I have put all of the goodies together for you in a little package so that you can recreate this with the exact things that I use. So today I've got a bracelet project for you and a necklace project for you, and the name of the game today is pearls. We're talking Czech Glass pearls. These are really, really beautiful. They're in color. We're going to do a little bit of gluing today, which we don't normally do. I mean, it's not like it's a hard thing to do, but we are going to glue something. So yeah, just know, hold on, I'm scrolling back here. Thought I saw something. Lori says, did you change your name or company name? I changed both, my friend. I changed both. So yeah, let's get down to business. I don't know what that pause was for. I thought I had something else to say. You guys know I could talk to a rock, so let's turn it around and get busy with it, shall we? All right, so I've got antique brass and Czech glass pearls on the brain, and we're going to start with a bracelet project. So pretty, and it comes in 4 different colors in the Etsy shop. So the one that I'm going to be working on is this beautiful steel blue. It's so much, it's sort of like what the sky looks like today where I am. It's a very gray, but it most definitely is this really beautiful blue color. So I've got some Czech glass pearls here, and I also have a little filigree piece and an acrylic rose, which we are going to glue down, and we're going to build a really pretty bracelet together. So let's do that. Because I only have 2 projects for today, whereas I normally have 3 or 4, we may have time to do the entire thing start to finish. So the necklace I have kind of shortened the project, but all right. People are asking, what's with the new name? Well, life, my friends, that's what's with the new name. It's actually been changed for a while. You might have missed it, but it's been changed for a little bit. Okay, So what we are going to do, let me just lay this out for you so you can see how pretty this is going to be. So we're going to do just simple loops on some pearls here. We're going to glue down our little rose in the center, and then we're going to do some simple loops on some pearls on this side. And then I have these beautiful little charms. Yeah, Laura says, I hear panting. Yeah, they're right under my feet. It's so funny. I included some extension chain because I wanted to be sure that everybody had, you know, enough to make the size that they wanted. You probably hear a squeaky toy too. And an accent bead. So some of the accent beads are Swarovski. Some of them are just gorgeous Czech glass, but everybody gets a really pretty accent bead that we're just going to hang from the end of our extension chain just to kind of give it a little extra something. Okay. So the name of the game here is just going to be simple loops. And I have created, or I didn't create these. I don't have the time to create all these, but I have included a bunch of eye pins for you. Okay. So that you can just very easily pop these on, and we'll just do some simple loops, and then we'll attach everything together with some jump rings. Okay. And I use the jump rings in between so to add length. If you need to shorten your bracelet, you might want to leave out the jump rings. Okay. All right. So we're grabbing the wire right where it is exiting the bead, and we are going to give that a bend. Now, unlike our wrapped loops, we don't need any of that extra space for our wraps. So we just bend it right where it is coming out of the bead. And then we come in with our cutter tool, and we're going to trim off. We want to leave behind about 1/4 of an inch of wire. Okay. Or maybe a little less than 1/4 of an inch, somewhere around there. Okay. You just want to leave enough wire so that you can kind of replicate that loop that's on the other side. And to do that, we're going to do that with our round nose pliers. So we're going to come in, we're going to grab that wire, and we're just going to roll back towards our bead to close up our loop. Okay, and my loops, they're never exactly the same as the loops that are already there, but honestly, nobody will ever be able to tell. Nobody will ever know the difference as to what size your little loops are. So, all right, we're just going to keep going because we've got 10 of these to do. We'll do 5 of them, then we'll glue down our rose and let it dry a little bit as we are making our way down the other side of our bracelet. So, lots of simple loops. A lot of simple loops in the necklace as well today. So just trimming off. Round nose pliers. We're going to roll back. Create our loop. Okay. We're just going to keep going. So the bracelet in the shop actually comes in 4 different colors. This was just one of the combinations. The apricot colored pearls is probably my favorite. So it's some apricot colored Czech glass pearls, and it also has a white rose. Or there are 2 different styles that are they're aqua, they're kind of minty aqua colored pearls, and Czech glass rounds. And the acrylic rose that goes with those is also that same kind of minty aqua color. Also want to mention that in the shop, if you need more roses or you want roses in a different color, I have little 3 packs of the acrylic roses in some different colors if you want to grab some. I have trouble with the simple loops too, Catherine. They really are the hardest for me to do. I have the hardest time making them consistent, whereas with my wrapped loops, I feel like they are all very much. Hi, Carolyn, giving you a big hug. I feel like my wrapped loops are very consistent. My simple loops are not. And I really just don't do a lot of them, and that might be why I struggle with the consistency of them. I'm not real sure why. They look okay today, but sometimes they just don't. Sometimes they look like a hot mess. So, all right. So we've got these guys all ready to go. This is 1/2 of our bracelet. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and put together half of this. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, let's wait to glue that rose until the end, because I want to attach our filigree piece. So I'm just going to open and close some 6mm jump rings, And of course, in your kit, you get all of the jump rings to do this. And like I mentioned before, in case you missed it, if you need to shorten up the length of your bracelet, you might want to leave out the jump rings altogether and just attach your Czech Glass pearls to each other. Why did I close that? That will definitely shorten up the length of your bracelet, or you could definitely take out the 6mm jump rings and use 4mm jump rings in their place if you wanted to. In the kit though is the 6mm jump rings, just so that you are aware of what it is that you're going to be getting, okay? There's something very romantic about the two projects that I have today, and I don't know if it's the pearls that make it so romantic or if it is the antique brass that makes both of these projects very romantic feeling. I don't know what it was. Maybe I'm... Oh, that jump ring did not close very well. Maybe I'm kind of wishing for the future, right? For those of you who are curious about the name change, maybe I'm just wishing for the future. Got to get out of this mess first though, right? All right, so there are 5, whoops, so it would be helpful if you guys could actually see. There's one side of our bracelet, and I'm going to go ahead and attach our filigree piece. So my recommendations are either do the rose ahead of time or do it at the very end. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and attach the filigree piece that's going to be the base for our rose. So I'm just going to take one of those loops and I'm going to attach it to the end of one of our pearls here and close that back. Now that little base will be where we glue down our rose. Okay, so there's that. Dawn says she found some of the roses at Hobby Lobby. That's awesome. I had to order mine because I needed some that didn't have holes. These are just plain flat backs. They do not have a hole at all. I just didn't want the hole to show on the bracelet, so I wanted to make sure that I didn't, you know, you couldn't string them on anything. I've seen them in a lot of places, but I ordered mine. Part of that is because, you know, I never leave the house because I'm always working, but my Hobby Lobby probably has them as well. All right, so we're going to do the next 5. Okay, so on our eye pins, give it a bend. This is a good project to practice those loops if you are not very good at them. I know 10 is not a lot, but maybe it's 10 more than you would have normally done, right? So that makes good practice. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. I'm speeding up a little bit here so we can work through these pretty quickly. We are going to do some more simple loops on our necklace as well. The necklace is in kind of an Art Deco feel to it. It's still very romantic with the pearls and the antique brass metals, but definitely the pendant part of it is Art Deco-y, and I'm gonna mention some things that you can do to that pendant when we get to that project. So we'll be there soon enough. You definitely can alter it to do some things to it, which I think is fun. I think it's always fun to offer you guys a kit where you can alter it yourself and kind of, you know, make it your own, as opposed to having the same necklace as everybody else who bought the kit. Nicole says, I cheat and use the one-step looper. You are a cheater. Cheater, cheater, cheater. I'm just kidding. I've never had very good luck with the one-step looper, but I know other people who absolutely adore it, and I don't think it's cheating at all, right? It's just another tool to help you reach your goal, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So I say more power to you, you know? That's what all of these wonderful tools are for. Is the apricot sold out already? That's pretty amazing. It was my favorite. All right, so here are all of those loops. Now, they're not the best loops in the whole world, but like I said, does it really matter at the end of the bracelet? It does not. Nobody is ever going to notice. So don't sweat the small stuff, you guys. That's the message for today. Don't sweat those little loops. Nobody is going to be paying attention to that part because they're going to be more in love with what your bracelet looks like than judging your little loops. And always remind yourself that even your little messy loops, you know, not other people may not be able to make them at all. So give yourself grace there and understand that what we do, not everybody else can do. And so when it comes right down to it, they're not looking at those loops. The only one who is stressing over them is you. Okay. So just making our way. We're kind of making a rosary chain a little bit with the, excuse me, addition of the jump rings. Makes it a little different than our standard rosary chain, but same concept for the most part. All right, close those back. All right, so we have our other end of our bracelet ready to go. And we're going to attach this side to our filigree piece. Okay. Now, before we attach our rose, we're going to finish off, okay? Because I don't want to do any extra moving on this while our glue is going to dry. So we're going to take our accent bead. Let's do that part first. We're going to take our little accent bead and we're going to drop it down on a head pin. And we're just going to do a wrapped loop on this one. So we're going to bend that wire. A little different than our standard regular loops, right? So I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers. We're going up and over. Rotate those pliers out of the way and take the wire over to the other side. Now, before I do the wire wraps, I want to attach this directly to the end of my extension chain. So I'm going to take one of the very end links and the end of my wire, and I'm just going to slide that together, just like so. Okay, I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers, my bent chain nose pliers, and hold that loop. I'm going to switch hands here. And I'm going to wire wrap. Now, oh no, this wire, that was a mess. Did you see that? This wire is very, very thin. I'm going to start that over because that was just unacceptable. I would even imagine this is probably thinner than 24 gauge. It's a good thing I have more than one of these little head pins here. Very soft wire. Maybe I should do my wrapped loop first. Let's do that so that I don't mangle another one. Nicole says she's doing the Watusi. I love it. I love it. All right, let's just do our wrapped loop while we've got it here. We'll just attach it to our chain in a minute. I don't want to destroy our loop. This is a very, very thin head pin. All right, there's our wrapped loop. I'm much more pleased with that one than the last one. All right, now if I could get in there to trim it off, we'll be ready to rock and roll. All right, so there's that. Now let's come over here to our extension chain, and this, Nicole, would be what I would consider cheating. When you open your chain links, I try not to do this. I really try not to open my chain links for any reason, but sometimes you just gotta. This is one of those times. You just gotta. All right? Close that back. The reason I don't like to open chain links is because I feel like sometimes I don't ever get them closed correctly, especially if they are a chain that has a little bit of a twist to it, like curb chain here. It has a little bit of a twist, and so it doesn't go back together like a jump ring does, right? It's not an even closure. So I try not to open my links, but you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. All right. So now we're going to attach that to our bracelet. So we've got plenty of extension chain here, but it is a beautiful extension chain because it has the addition of a little accent bead here. Now you can leave that part out if you want to, but if you're going to give this as a gift and you don't really know what size bracelet you need, that's going to be, the extension chain is going to be appreciated for sure. All right, now I'm going to attach my, let's see. What do we want to do first? I want to attach my beautiful little charm here. So I'm going to open a 4mm jump ring, attach that to or attach my rose charm to a 4mm jump ring. Now the jump ring that's going to hold my clasp, which is this one, I'm also going to thread on the charm for this. Reason, because I don't want to accidentally grab the charm when I'm trying to close my bracelet. Does that make sense? So I keep it on the clasp side. That way when I'm taking off and putting on my bracelet, I don't accidentally yank on that chain, or I'm sorry, yank on that charm. So there's that, right? It's kind of just a safety for our charm. Now when I open my clasp, I'm not going over here and like accidentally grabbing the charm and the jump ring. Oops. Looks like my clasp is broken. Oh no. Okay, well I'll have to replace that. But you get the idea. That's so pitiful. Look at that sad little clasp. Okay, so this is what our bracelet is gonna look like once I replace the clasp. But we still need to add our rose to this. So I'm gonna take a little bit of E6000. And you guys know I'm not a fan of E6000. I very rarely use it. I know that a lot of people swear by it, but for me personally, this is just not my favorite glue. For one thing, if you breathe it in, it will give you a migraine headache or make you high as a kite. And I'm just not that kind of person. So I normally don't use this, but there are certain circumstances where it is necessary. And that is what this is going to be. I definitely want to use a little bit of E6000. You can either, you know, put some of it down on some paper. This is a very toxic glue. That's part of the reason I don't like it. In other words, I'm not a fan. I feel like there are some other glues that are better. And mine's a little old. I hope this works. I hope mine's not. You can see my mangled E6000. I'm just not. There, that looks better. That's what it's supposed to look like. That little wad of it that I put on here, that's not gonna do. Not gonna do. All right. Just kind of, I don't know how you guys apply your glue, but that's the way I do it. Then I can throw that piece of paper away and I don't have to worry about the mess. But I just want to set that right in the center of our filigree piece. Look how pretty that is. And our little filigree, it's like little petals, right? Or little leaves, little antique brass leaves that are going to be coming out around the edges. It just gives it a nice little place to sit. Now I want to let that sit for about 24 hours. 12 hours is going to be plenty, but before I would wear this out in the world and knock it around, you know how bracelets get wear, I would let this sit for 24 hours. And yeah, that's it. I think it turns out really pretty. It's simple, you know, but it's also just very romantic and beautiful. It needs a brand new clasp. I will fix that in a second. But there were 4 different colors. They were all 4 really, really beautiful. So I hope that those of you who grabbed a kit really enjoy these. I think that they are really pretty. All right, so I'm going to sit this to the side very carefully because I don't want to move that rose at all. I want that to stay still as much as possible. Okay, now we're going to work on the necklace. So the necklace is very much the same kind of pearl feeling, except that we are using, and there are 2 colors of this in the shop as well. There's a navy blue or this beautiful red. And you guys know how I feel about red. So I was obsessed with these red Czech Glass pearls. So we're pretty much going to do the same thing. We're going to do 5 on one side and 5 on the other side of our pearls. Okay, and that's going to be coming down in the front of our necklace. We've got a length of chain. You're going to get 1 length of chain. You need to cut it in half, and then that way you can kind of shorten it up however you need it to be. But the chain is going to be the length portion of our necklace, so it's going to be nice and lightweight. And then for the centerpiece here, we're going to use one of these really cool Art Deco kind of pendants. Now, It's a brass pendant. It's nice and sturdy. But if you wanted to, you could drill holes in the bottom, or not drill. I mean, I guess you could drill if you wanted to, but you could use a metal punch because it's thin enough. I believe that you could, you could punch holes all around this bottom section and hang all kinds of really amazing things from it if you wanted to. That's just an option if you wanted to do that. I think that that is really cool, and it's strong enough to take it, but thin enough to allow for you to punch those holes, if that makes sense. So that would be a good way to kind of take this and turn it into your own design. So our pearl sections are going to come down to meet this guy. I've got these little cool connectors that I could not help but include. So it's going to come down, it's going to meet one of these connectors. There are two more, which we can put up here to connect with our chain. Just a tiny little thing like that makes, I don't know, it just changes the whole look of the necklace. Without it, it didn't make me happy. I added those little connectors and it changed the whole thing. And then we have these window Czech Glass beads. So if you get the red necklace, you're going to get a red window bead. If you get the blue necklace, the other colorway is navy blue Czech Glass. It's really beautiful. It's a different color than the blue that we were just working with. You get a clear window Czech Glass beads. So pretty. And that's going to hang right in the center of our focal here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put together, I've already got half of it ready. So we're going to put together our little chain link of our pearls. And you'll notice these don't have jump rings in between them. So it really is truly a rosary style chain where each one of the pearls is attached to each other rather. But we're going to do simple loops again. So coming in with my chain nose pliers, I'm going to give that wire a bend. I'm going to come in with my cutter tool and trim off. And again with the round nose pliers. Whoops. Okay. Roll back towards your bead, back towards yourself to close up your loop. Make sure you do get a close on it. Sometimes I don't get them completely closed. Okay, we're going to repeat. Bending the wire. Some people bend the wire just with their finger. They don't use their pliers to do that. I use the pliers to do that just out of habit. Round nose pliers, roll back, close that up. Okay. Got two more to go. What size are the pearls in both kits? I believe that they are 8mm, but let's double check. Yes, they are 8mm. And the ones in the bracelet kit are also 8mm. Rolling back, and we've got one more to go, and then we're just going to put all of this together. We're going to do our little wrapped loop on our window bead here. But then it's all going to be just about assembling. And this looks much prettier. This is always the case with necklaces. It looks much prettier on the bust than it does laying out flat here. So you'll get to see it in a minute when we finish it. Now, I've got to open up these links, okay? I have to treat these like jump rings. In other words, I don't want to pull them apart. I don't want to pull them open. I want to walk them open with that twist and then thread on the loop of one of the others and then twist it back closed, okay? If you pull it apart instead of twisting it, you'll never get that loop back. Walk it open and then walk it closed. Open and then closed. Open
Oops. Not getting that one open very well. And then close it back. Okay. So that's how you're going to attach all of those together without your jump rings. Just take your time opening those little loops. Okay. Now we're going to attach all of those in just a second, but let's take our window bead and put that on a head pin. And we're going to do a wrapped loop on the top of it. So we're going to grab that wire right where it is exiting the bead. We're going to give it a bend over the top of the pliers because we need that space for our wraps. That's what makes these different than our simple loops. Okay, up and over. We're going to rotate those pliers, take the wire over to the other side. I'm going to change hands and then do the wire wrapping between the loop and the top of the bead. So we didn't have to do any measuring there. We let the tool do the measuring for us. The pliers gave us just the right amount of room for those wire wraps. Okay, we're gonna come in with our cutter tool and trim that off. Okay, and that will hang right in here. Now, what we need to do is we need to assemble all of this, and we're going to do that with a series of jump rings. So let's start here in the middle. We're going to take a 6mm jump ring. Whoops. Okay. We're going to open up our 6mm jump ring, and on that jump ring, we're going to thread on our window bead and our pendant. And then we're going to attach that to one of the loops of our little connectors, and we're going to close that back. Okay. Now we're going to attach a 4mm jump ring is going to be our kind of our go-between here. So we're going to open up a 4mm jump ring, thread that on to the top of our connector, and close that back. The reason this guy is in here, the reason we need this 4mm jump ring is so that the next jump ring that we add is going in the same direction as the loop on the top of our connector. So it's facing us. Does that make sense? I'll show you. So we had to have that, that extra connection in there so that when we attach this one, now that loop is facing us, and so is the top loop of our, that jump ring is not closed either. I have to fix that. But you see how now the top loop here and this jump ring are facing us. That's what I want. That's going to lay nicely up against your body instead of kind of twisting on you. So I want all of that to lay nice and flat. I do need to adjust that jump ring that did not get closed very well. Because I'm so far away. My hands and my eyes, there is a big difference there. Now you can see when it lays how nicely that's gonna lay. You're gonna get to see that connector, right? So we're not looking at the side of the connector. We're gonna be looking at the front of the connector. If I didn't add that 4mm jump ring, our connector would sit this direction, and I just don't want that. So that's why we needed that go-between. Okay, now the last thing we need to do is we want to attach 2 more connectors up here to the top of our pearls. That just kind of ties the whole look together, so it makes that connector down here on the bottom make more sense, right? So we're going to attach these with some jump rings as well, and then we will attach our chain to those. So another jump ring here. Just going to open that up. I'm going to thread that to the end of one of our beaded chains. Going to thread on our connector and close that back. And then my chain piece for this side already has a jump ring on it, so we're just going to go ahead and open up that jump ring and thread that on. Okay, close that back. And we're going to repeat that over here on the other side. Now, the only thing that would be left to do would be to add your clasp and your finishing jump rings. I'm not going to do that. We're going to skip that part. And I will just hold it up on the bust. But you get it. You just do 2 jump rings, and one of them will have a clasp on the end of it, right? And of course you get all of that in your kit. So you've got all the parts you need to finish your piece. And that's it. So let me move it up here so you can actually see. It looks really, really pretty hanging. You definitely can alter it though, like I mentioned. So you could even patina. You could use some patina paints on your pendant down here. That would look really cool if you wanted to add some color to this and then hit it with the relief blocks and, you know, just brighten up the high points of it if you wanted to. You use your metal punch if you want down here to hang some extra dangles, because you guys know how I feel about those. Absolutely love that. But it does look beautiful all on its own. So if you want to leave it like it is, that's great. It's still a beautiful piece of jewelry, very romantic. Or you can alter this and really kind of take it to the next level and personalize it for yourself. So there you go, you guys. I'm going to turn you around. I'm going to show you what this one looks like hanging. I'm going to very carefully hold up the bracelet because our rose is still drying. But let me turn you guys around. And let's grab the bust here. Actually going to tie my chain in a knot since I don't have my clasp here. As you can see, so pretty. It's just simple, right? It's just simple, but like I've said a million times, beautiful jewelry doesn't have to be crazy over the top, though I do love crazy and over the top. Sometimes just straightforward beads and a pretty pendant is all you need, right? And this is one of those looks that you can dress up, you can dress it down, you can really take it over, you know, over the top with some small adjustments if you wanted to. You could add another drape of chain in there to make it look like it was a 2-strand necklace. You could hang other things in between here if you wanted to, right? In between all those beads. So you really can change this up however you want to. You get just the base, and if you just like the base, that's awesome. I like the base just like it is, but that's totally, you know, that's totally your call. So this one was in red and also in navy blue. They're both absolutely gorgeous. It's really hard to choose one. I'm partial to the red, but that's just me. And then of course we had our beautiful little bracelet. I'm just going to very carefully hold this one up. I'm going to hold our rose in place here. As you can see, it's, well, still needs a new clasp on it, but this it's just a beautiful, simple, you guys, you know, that's what Feel Good Friday is all about. Simple, simple, instant gratification jewelry that you can feel, you know, you feel beautiful in. I love that. I love that. And if you are going to be doing, I know some of the shows have already started up. The spring, you know, craft fairs and things are going on. The farmers markets are beginning to open up if they haven't already in your area. And then in the summertime, I know a lot of you do craft fairs. If you're looking for things to fill up your booth, if you're looking for filler, but you want your filler to still be beautiful, these are great options because they don't require a lot of beads. In the bracelet, there were only 10 beads plus the accent bead, so 11 total. In the necklace, the same thing. 10 beads plus the accent bead in the middle of the pendant. So you're talking about really kind of stretching out your materials, right? You can put together several of these with just one strand, depending on how, you know, how many you buy when you buy them. So things like that are always, I'm always thinking about those kinds of things when it comes to, you know, stretching out my materials and how to make filler for my website or my booth or whatever your situation might be. And being budget conscious as well, because that's really, really important. You don't want to overspend, but you also want to be able to offer beautiful pieces, and that can be achieved. So there you go. All right, guys, thank you. Let's see. Joan says, Curtis wants to know, do you have any designs, ideas, or kits coming up for Pride Month in June? I don't yet, but I'm super excited about this because my daughter was asking me the same thing the other day. She was like, you got to do some pieces for Pride Month. So that's in my, I'm thinking about it. I don't know what I want to do just yet. I've got Pride Month kits that I need to put together. I also have some ocean and beachy
themed things that I want to do, but I haven't yet because I've been just like, it's not even June yet, so I was kind of holding out on those, but those things are coming up. So if you've got suggestions, definitely let me know what it is that you're looking for, what you would like to have, because I'm always looking for inspiration and ideas, and of course I love to deliver what you guys want. So definitely let me know if you've got suggestions. I do have some amazing like multicolored, oh yeah, oh, you got that in my mind now. Let's work towards that. The one that says motion in the ocean. You're so funny. Ocean and beachy, love it. I do too. I am not a water person. It's funny, but I love ocean and beach themed jewelry. I know, I'm a weirdo. All right, guys, so that is it for me for today and for the week. Well, not necessarily. I do have Hardwired tonight at 8 p.m. Don't forget, we have our question and answer and just kind of hang out session at 8 p.m. Eastern time. For those of you who are not part and would like to be, now is the open enrollment for that. If you would like to sign up, please do so. And let's see, what else? I guess that's it. That's it for me today for now. You guys, don't forget to join me tomorrow over on Sam's Bead Shop for a really fun Facebook Live. That'll be there, not here. So just keep that in mind. Somebody will share it here so you won't miss it. And if I don't see you, you guys have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy. It's Memorial Day weekend, right? I think it is. I'm not sure. I work so much, I don't even know what day it is most of the time. So, yeah, enjoy your weekend, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye, guys.